Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now today we are taking a bit of a retro dive into Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and we're going to be reviewing the Spider-Man stealth suit slash Spider Monkey from Far From Home. Now this figure in particular isn't the most sought after, but we're going to jump into why that is and see if there actually is any value in the price range that it does go for nowadays. It is on the cheaper end, so it is a budget one that you can add to your collection and wouldn't really feel too much of a pinch. As far as I'm aware, it goes anywhere between £100 to £120. But the first thing I want to jump into is the packaging, once again. The box design is quite cool, how they've managed to incorporate some of the Mysterio type thing going on. I don't normally like the boxes with the figure art on it or just the character itself. The way they've done it to really link in with the Mysterio theme, I think they've done a really good job there. It wouldn't be for me personally to put this on display, but I would completely understand if you did. It's not the worst box I've ever seen. Then also on the back, you've got the usual generic Hot Toys warnings and details about the figure itself. But now we are just going to jump in and see what's inside. As per usual, nicely laid out. But now, let's just go into the face details, which, as you can see, not many to actually talk about. It is mainly just a mask. You can see a bit of Tom Holland's face, like you can see his eyes, but that's as far as it goes. Unless you can get a replacement head sculpt, you're not going to get any face details, which is a shame. And I believe that is why this figure is on the lower end when it comes to a Spider-Man figures that you want to collect. The suit itself, it's clean, but it's not mind-blowing. It is very bland. Not many colours, really. There's not really much about it that pops out. Like, even on display, it kind of just gets lost in the background. Unless you can do the poses, which is its selling point, and make him look a little bit, more abstract, he does get lost. You kind of expect that. It is a stealth suit. He's not supposed to be popping anywhere. So, yeah, it feels like a shame, but if you're going to buy this figure, that's kind of what you're expecting. He doesn't really want to stand out. Quite a few accessories with this one, which we will get into. So you get 3 pairs of interchangeable eyes with this, which I thought was quite a cool feature. It is a little magnet that you can stick on and replace. I think for the time it was made, this was kind of, I wouldn't say groundbreaking, but it was a relatively new feature. You get 10 interchangeable hands. Pretty extensive, to be fair, but for Spider-Man, a lot of the time you are wanting to get some poses like this. You want some like web shooter ones. Yeah, there's going to be a lot that you're going to need them for. You get 2 pairs of web shooters as well for the wrists. You get 6 different webs, a large open web as well, and a standard dynamic figure stand. Now, with the web shooters itself, they are very small and very easy to lose. I have lost 2 of them myself, which is a shame. They do look relatively similar. The web shooter for the wrist, those just have little holes that you can put the webs into, as I'm going to show on screen. But overall, it's nice. It's not the worst Spider-Man figure I've ever seen. The only downside, I'd say, is just it's not like an iconic Spider-Man outfit. It was only in the film for 5 minutes, maybe 10 at best. But articulation, as you can imagine, it's a Spider-Man figure. It's pretty good. Not many poses that you can't do. You can do the regular hero kind of stances, crouching on the floor, swinging up the walls. And I think they really do this because the outfit is very thin, so it is very easy to move. And I think that is the trouble, and I'm going to get into the outfit details in a second. But yeah, articulation, you really can make it feel like a Spider-Man figure, which is great news. Most of the suit is just fabric, so that is why the articulation is a relatively easy process. Now, one thing I do want to show is the size comparison compared to other Hot Toys. So you're going to see a couple on screen now. This is Spider-Man with Electro. This is the Amazing Spider-Man Electro, which, to be honest, I quite like that figure. He's got the iconic look, not the one from No Way Home. And again, Tom Holland is quite short, so yes, he does blend in very well. It's obviously made to be the life-size 1/6 version. Like, they're all match of each other. Now, here's him with Andrew Garfield, and I'm going to show an actual real-life comparison as well, just so you can differentiate and actually see the difference. Yeah, they got it pretty spot on. Yeah, not going to look silly or anything like that. But overall, I don't have much to say. So let's just get into the pros and cons. The pros, pretty good articulation, which is quite rare, especially in the reviews I've done so far. Articulation can be a problem, but for this figure in particular, yeah, it's pretty good. Another pro, the head sculpt that you can see, the little bit of eyes, that looks detailed. And I think the magnetic lock to change the spider suit eyes is pretty cool. Other than that, that's as far as the pros go. So let's just get into the cons. Again, accessories seem like a lot, but in reality it's quite limited, as it is mainly just webs and hands. The suit itself is a bit bland, but there's not much you can really do. When you buy this, you are expecting to get a suit that doesn't pop. Another con, there isn't a full head sculpt. The bit that you do get, nicely made, but yeah, it's a bit disappointing. As I can fully summarize, it's just, if you're a Spider-Man fan and you like to collect all of the Spider-Men, all of the different variants of Spider-Man, I would recommend it for that. But if you're looking to get like a Tom Holland Spider-Man, this wouldn't be the one I'd go for. But if you're on a budget, again, it's not a bad choice. You can probably get it for about £100, 100 to 120, maybe a little bit less if you're lucky. Which again, I don't even think Hot Toys sell any figures for less than £100. So again, the resale value has gone down dramatically. So if I had to give it a rate out of 10, what would I give it? For me personally, I'd give it a 5. That might sound quite low, but 5 is kind of like the standard. Anything below a 5 would be like a very negative review. But this is kind of like, yeah, you get what you get. But if you are interested, this one is on my eBay for a good price. Nothing that will break the bank. And if you do want to send an offer, I'll be probably more than happy to discuss and see if we can work something out. But I don't want to start too low. But yeah, I'll be more than happy for something between £80 to £100. You know, that'll be job done. But yeah, if there's anything you need to message about, feel free, and I'll happily provide any images or videos that you'd like. But guys, if you like the review, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share it with your friends. And let me know down below if I missed anything. And if there was anything I missed, be sure. And if there was anything I missed, and you do bring it up, I'll quite happily make a YouTube short to address that and show anything else that you'd like to see. But anyways, guys, we'll see you in the next one.